In some cases, warriors must be saved from themselves. That's where we are with Tony Ferguson, and UFC President Dana White may have to make the difficult decision to end El Chuchui's career. Ferguson recently appeared in a video alongside one championship kingpin and former UFC flyweight champion Demetrius Johnson. In the video, Ferguson said that he will call White to tell him when he's prepared to battle once more. "I'm too old to retire," he declares. As that news was perused across the world, reasonable MMA fans needed to moan altogether. Ferguson has lost an unprecedented 8 fights in a row, with devastating finishes in several of the losses. White has stated that Ferguson ought to retire, but the obstinate legend of the UFC has refused to end his career. Ferguson was once considered one of the world's best fighters. He won 12 fights in a row from 2013 to 2019. During that streak, Ferguson caught the in-between-time lightweight title and was genuinely perhaps of the hardest battle anybody could draw. Now that Ferguson appears to have retired from competitive fighting, we are far from that. An individual legend not as far in the distance as Ferguson, Charles Oliveira, as of late said something regarding El Chuchui's circumstance. Oliveira suggests that the UFC match Ferguson with other older fighters who are in a similar career situation. That is a preferable choice over carrying on as though it is 2017 and not 2024, however there are difficulties with that idea as well. At this point in his career, which fighter on the roster would be considered comparable to Ferguson? Ferguson's last misfortune to Michael Chiesa appeared to be a matchup from that playbook. Since Chiesa was never thought to be a big striker, he wasn't going to punish Ferguson like Michael Chandler or other players did during this terrible losing streak. In any case, Chiesa completed Ferguson and cleared the octagon to permit Ferguson to give the retirement discourse we as a whole realized he ought to give. It didn't come. Fans might be motivated to see Ferguson fight Darren Elkins, Cub Swanson, Nick Diaz, or Joe Lozon. However, there are few fighters in the pool who could be used in a reasonable matchup. As of now, we're hearing cries from individuals all through the MMA people group to prevent Ferguson from proceeding with his profession.